It was an act of destruction that sent shockwaves through the United Kingdom and captured global headlines.
One of Britain's most famous and photographed trees is felled overnight.
Called the Sycamore Gap.
Police say it was cut down as an act of vandalism.
This tree's demise triggered a manhunt, stoked international anger, and culminated in a trial that gripped the UK.
Still think it was just a tree.
Here's why the destruction of this sycamore tree earned two men international ire and a more than 4-year prison sentence. Located in northeast England, the Sycamore Gap tree was a tourist attraction and one of Britain's most popular natural landmarks.
It was perfectly framed between these two hillocks, and then in the background was this ancient Roman wall, this UNESCO heritage site. And then you've got the beautiful Northumberland countryside stretching in the distance all the way to Scotland. And it had become the symbol of northeast England, so it was an attack on this region in a sense.
The more than 150-year-old tree was a favorite among photographers, and a place where people got married, spread ashes, or stargazed. It even made an appearance in the 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
I am home! Woo!
So, Kevin Costner in some ways spread the renown of this tree from the northeast of England around the world.
If you could just clear back a tad.
Hours after the tree was felled, police were called to the scene, and news spread quickly.
The Sycamore Gap tree on Hadrian's Wall was destroyed overnight.
Англичане в шоке. Легендарный
잉글랜드 노스엄벌런드에
It was the sheer pointlessness of the act, I think, that bothered people. It's like, why? Why do that? It was this sort of mindless, sort of moronic act of felling this beautiful tree. Just people couldn't understand why.
As the story spread, prosecutors say friends Adam Carruthers and Daniel Graham exchanged voice notes, appearing to revel in the public outcry they had caused.
News. I think it's gonna go wild.
It's gone viral. It is worldwide.
But they weren't happy with all of the coverage, including a comment they spotted on Facebook calling them weak.
Weak. Fucking weak. Do you realise how heavy it is?
I'd like to see launch an operation like we did last night.
Prosecutors say this CCTV footage shows Graham's car driving towards Sycamore Gap the night it was felled. And they say this footage from Graham's phone, enhanced by the police, captured it coming down. The car was seen driving away from the scene of the crime about an hour later.
There was a lot of finger pointing that went on as people tried to come up with their own culprits. And one local guy who had experience as a lumberjack was in fact arrested, later released, but he referred in a British paper to it being as if he'd committed a murder, that he became a pariah, that such was the notorious nature of this particular crime.
The act of vandalism triggered a major criminal investigation.
So the police crisscrossed the north of England looking for chainsaws that could have taken part, and the gentleman referred to before, the ex-lumberjack, that took his chainsaws in for questioning, and those chainsaws were actually found innocent of the crime.
By October, the investigation led police to Carruthers and Graham, and they were charged with felling the tree. Both of them denied involvement. With the pair now facing trial, one of them turned on the other. Prosecutors said Graham made an anonymous call to police that would implicate his former friend.
What is it you're ringing about?
The Sycamore Gap.
Oh, right, okay. So you're ringing with intelligence?
Yeah.
Right, okay. What is it what sort of information do you want to pass over?
So one of the lads that had done it, Adam Carruthers, has got the saws back in his possession.
Graham shared information about another potential piece of evidence, a trophy, the prosecution said.
So it's kept part of the tree?
I believe it to be the wedge out the tree, yeah.
This may be the wedge?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. Awful.
The police were able to tie them to the crime, both through the positioning of their cell phone and then later on through the messages that they sent and through photographs on that cell phone.
During the trial, both pleaded not guilty. Graham said Carruthers took his car and phone and claimed he wasn't there for the felling. The jury found both men guilty of 2 counts of criminal damage for cutting down the tree and damaging Hadrian's Wall, the UNESCO World Heritage Site it fell on.
It was clearly a crime, but there are not many stiff penalties just for cutting down a tree, so I think they were looking for other things that they could get them on.
On July 15th, they were sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison.
I think the prosecution was basically painting a picture of 2 guys who wanted to do something very notorious, essentially for a lark, that would test their skills as lumberjacks.
Efforts to continue the tree's legacy are underway. 49 saplings have been cultivated from the sycamore, which are being gifted to individuals and community organizations. And where it once stood, there are signs of regrowth, giving hope that the tree will live on.